Mail call. I have no idea what's in here. So, as most of y'all know, if you're reenactors, the reenacting season this year is all but dead. But fortunately, for some of us down south, there's something going on, and that is an event, a tactical event in North Carolina. Now, I have never been to North Carolina, and I'm falling in with Jeremy Petrola and Company from Georgia. They do a signal corps impression. And as you guys know, if you follow my videos, I have recently acquired an EE8 telephone. And so why not fall in with Jeremy and Company in the signal corps and get my EE8 telephone up and running. With that being said, for those of you who follow this channel for a long time, you know that I've lost about 40 pounds. Which means my baggy uniforms are even more baggier than they were before. And so, I was able to acquire a new M1 jacket off of eBay, which was used. I got it for 20 bucks. That's a steal. And now, mail call from our friends at the front. Just got me some new dark shade HPT trousers to replace my light shade HPT trousers that I had bought off of the people at Man the Line. They were used as film costumes for war pigs, but they were size 38. Now when I bought those, I was in a size 36, so they're only one size too big for me, and so it wasn't a big deal. Now I'm down to like a 33 and a half, and those size 38s drape off me, and not only does it look goofy, but it's extremely uncomfortable because there's no, I don't think there's suspender loops on those, and they drape off of me and they are super uncomfortable. And you know, when you're spending all weekend wearing a pair of trousers that doesn't fit, they rash and ride up. So I just got these guys some dark shade HBT trousers. Sadly, they match my HBT shirt, which is dark shade. I kind of liked having the mismatched uniform because that happened a lot during World War II. Quartermasters just gave you what they had, so sometimes you might end up with a pair of light shade trousers or early trousers with a dark shade shirt. But yep, so I got some new trousers, size 34, so they will fit. So what I want to do is I'm going to take my light shade and my M1, and I recently got a new pair of original issue leggings because, believe it or not, my leggings are a little too big for me. Not that my cankles lost a lot of weight, but they were just always a little big for me anyhow because I ordered the wrong size. But when I was wearing those over large trousers, I would just drape them over so you couldn't see that they were too big. I did find some original issue size 2R, I think, maybe 3R. I think they're 2R. I'll have to check. They should fit me a little better. Now that I got these new trousers, I want to have leggings that fit a little snugger. And so I'll probably take my M1 jacket, because I actually have two of them. I'm only going to take one. I'm going to take and sell one of my M1 jackets up to North Carolina. Try to sell my HBT trousers, maybe a pair of leggings and a helmet or two that I don't need. And that should hopefully generate me some money to recoup me for gas money going up there. And there's just no need to hang on to it. I got enough stuff that I do use that there's no reason to hang on stuff that I don't use. And as we said on this episode of the What's the Scuttlebutt podcast that just came out today, if you're getting into this hobby, go ahead and buy used stuff. One, you'll save a substantial amount of money, but two, it'll look more error correct, because what you'll find out is you'll spend all this money on brand new stuff. You'll go to your first event, take pictures, then put them online, and everybody's going to tell you your uniform's too clean, it looks too new. But if you're like me, you can't bring yourself to go home and dig a hole in your backyard and put brand new, nice, expensive clothing in that hole to make it look battle worn, quote unquote. So instead, if you can find used stuff on eBay or at Living History events that fit you, that are already worn in the right places, already have the holes in the knees or worn in the knees, and they got the gun oil and the dirt already on them, buy those. Save yourself some money. Take that money and put that towards your boots or your rifle or whatever. Obviously you don't want to buy the Chinese stuff, but you know, if you can find somebody selling some used at the front stuff or some World War II impression stuff, even a lot of the Man the Line stuff is just resold, you know, at the front stuff, or what Price Glory a lot of times, sometimes their used stuff is. And so yeah, look into the used stuff and get yourself that way. and then save that money for the expensive stuff. But that's 11.5-hour drive from here to North Carolina. Now this event is a little crazy. I've heard these promises before, but they never come to fruition. I've been in tactical events where we're gonna have nighttime bonsai charges when we do a Pacific event. Never happens. Or, you know, we're gonna sleep in foxholes. Doesn't happen. Now I'm 42. I don't know how much time I have to sleep in a foxhole. I've never done it before because every event I've ever been to where they say that's an option, it doesn't come to fruition. But apparently at this event in North Carolina, there's going to be a background camp for people who can't sleep in foxholes, but the theme is nighttime stuff. They're going to have the Signal Corps. We're going to kind of be dug into bunkers and using our shelter halves. So this is going to be as tactical can be. So I'm a little excited for that, but I'll be honest, a little hesitant for that because I don't know if my back will handle sleeping in a foxhole all night. I guess push comes to shove. If I can't handle it, I'll just crawl out, grab my blanket and just cuddle up underneath a tree on the regular ground. But we'll see. I got to get a lot of stuff done by then. But first I got to deposit some checks and get back to work. Talk to you in a little bit.
Well, since Bearded Bros with Babies and Bows is a go, we need to start recruiting people. Hey, duet this and let's get some applications up in here. Yeah, say I want to make some friends. Boy dads, you can join too, because guess what? Throw a bow tie on that little dude. Bearded Bros with Babies and Bows. Let's get it. And I personally think that we should use tactical baby gear as a uniform because look at how freaking dope this is. Still cute as hell with this tiny little bow on, but also looks like she's ready for anything at any moment. Let's get it. Oh, and Beer Bong John, you can totally bring Youth Pastor Ryan as your kid. Throw a bow on that dude and you're good to go.
Okay, in the world of World War II reenacting, this is probably the most farbiest thing ever, but as a history buff and a fan of old-looking stuff and World War II stuff, this popped up on my timeline on Instagram in one of those advertisements, and they kind of advertise it as like a dude carry bag, kind of put stuff in. It kind of reminds me of a money bag. It's a thick canvas. It's magnetically clasped. Let's see here. I don't know, a bunch of Japanese writing. It's a storage bag, right? But the reason I bought it, this is so tough. It says property, the 101st Airborne Headquarters, Kentucky, USA. So, it's got an old school look to it. It's kind of reminiscent of World War II. Who knows, maybe it's one of those things I'll like stash my cell phone and my chargers and stuff in at an event and then throw it around my cot in my tent or something. It's waterproof. It's kind of looks air correct. I don't know, I just thought it was funny. The price was right. It's even got a place on the back to write your name and your service number. But yeah, that's the farbiest thing I've bought in a long time. Enough of these where you think I would get over this I don't know if I'm going thing yet. It always comes down to gas money, to be quite honest with you. But playing it like I'm going. Got my hair did. Got it done a week early. I want my hair to have at least, well, first and foremost, my hair grows pretty quick, but I want it to have like a week's worth of growth to it so it doesn't look like I'm fresh off the boat. I know the last time I shot one of these, I promised you guys a little more action shots. Word just came down that this is a tactical event, as we know. No cameras, phones, or anything that's not air correct allowed in the field during the event, except for those by the authorized photographers. And so it sucks I'm not gonna be able to have any action shots for you guys, but I get it, because one of the things we all want from these events is great photos. And you got an event going on, you got a photographer out there who takes great photos, you get some good shots and you want to go to use them, but then you see somebody with a GoPro or a cell phone in their hand and it just destroys the photo, it destroys the shot. So I get it. I'm hoping some cool photos come my way from it. But yeah, I got so much stuff to do. It is like an 800-mile drive. I do know the new Tundra gets about 500 and something per tank of gas. So I'm looking at roughly a tank and 3/4 each direction. which is going to be a little pricey, but good news is I was able to, because we're doing Signal Corps, we're going to be attached to the mess, and so instead of me dropping $80, $90 on food, I just had to pay $15 through PayPal to get my food provided for me. So I might take some bare necessities, take my wood stove and some pancakes, maybe some hot dogs just in case I get in a pinch or I get hungry, but I won't have to, you know, drop money on 3 meals a day. But anyhow, I am first and foremost apparently doing 50 and a 40, so I got to slow that the fuck down. But I'm gonna go home and start getting some stuff ready. Talk to y'all later.
If you're wearing a mask inside of your car, I'm just gonna go ahead and assume it's to resist the urge to lick your windows.
Said to take Nugget to the doctor today to get clearance to go back to school because they kicked her out of school on Friday because we took her to the doctor on Thursday to get it checked out for her braces, and kept her out of school on Friday because Monday was a holiday. Went and got her braces on Tuesday, got an excuse, took her back. They kicked her out of school 3 hours later saying she needed an excuse for missing school on Friday. So here it is now Thursday. I had to cancel my trip to North Carolina because I was supposed to leave this morning, and well, it's an 11.5-hour drive. And we had an appointment at 9:30. The doctor comes in at 10:15, starts talking to us, and the smoke alarm goes off. So now we're all outside in the parking lot. At this rate, I won't get her back to school or myself back to work probably till 1 o'clock. So 2020. Go ahead, say hi.
Hi. Wait, why do I have my mask on?
And that is why I don't include you in videos. Anyhow,
Hey, that's
welcome to
mean.
2020.
Hi.
This is all because of you. Yeah. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, I was not able to make the trip to North Carolina for the badass tactical that I was going to be involved with. Steve was all ready. Steve and I were getting his gear together. And due to some weight loss issues I've had, I went out and bought some new trousers for the event, and also got myself a nice smaller used M1 jacket off of eBay a few weeks back. And I was even getting prepared and sewing the 5th Armored patch on Steve here when I realized I wasn't going to be able to make the trip. But I have a question for you guys who study uniforms and patterns, and here we go. So when I made my transition from doing Marine Corps over to doing Army as well, I bought these used early edition HBT trousers off of eBay, and these were size 38. At the time I was wearing a 36 and borderline on a size 38, so they were already one size too big, but now I'm down to a 34, and so they were tremendously way too big. So I bought these sexy bitches from at the front. These are size 44. But one thing I noticed was how low the cargo pocket on the early pattern HBT pants were. You can see the distance from the belt loop to where the pocket starts. It's almost the length of my hand. So I mean, that's, I guess we can get more sophisticated here on the channel. So let's get a little more sophisticated here. So we're looking at a good, oh, that's pretty close, 7 inches. 7 inches from the seam from where the belt loop end, the cargo pocket begins. But I noticed on the new late war that the pocket starts right where the belt loop ends. I mean, no reason to measure it, but we will. It's less than an inch. So I got to thinking, why was this change made? Was this an official change, or are these poorly designed trousers? I doubt they're poorly designed trousers. And so I got to thinking. One thing I can tell you is when your pockets are that low and they're full, when you run, especially if you wear airborne trousers, you'll definitely know because the pockets are even lower. When the pockets are that full and you're running, the weight just kind of wobbles and flobbles and very uncomfortable, and it's kind of off-putting if you have more stuff in one pocket than you do the other. So I was wondering, maybe the quartermasters decide to raise the pocket up so that when the pocket is full and you're running, it doesn't feel so uncomfortable and it doesn't flap around the knee area. That's one hypothesis I have. The other one is maybe when the pocket was lower and full, it had a tendency to get snagged on things when you're moving through brush or barbed wire through a combat environment. Maybe the lower pocket had a tendency to get hung up. I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking, well, if that was the case, why wouldn't they have moved the pockets up on the airborne pants? So for those of you guys out there who study uniform and trousers, if you have the answer of why on the early series the pocket is 7 inches from the belt loop line, and on the late war darker patterns the pockets are a lot higher. So if you have that answer, please let me know, because I'm awfully curious about it and would be interested to know what the answer is. Yep, today's Saturday. Basically, I had to take my kid to get a doctor's note saying that she was fit to go to school because she missed a day without a note. And basically their rule at her school was if you miss a day without a note, chances are you have COVID and you have to be self-quarantined for 10 days. And I wasn't going to allow her to work at home for 10 days. And so I had to take her to the doctor on Thursday at 9 o'clock, which turned into 10 and then 11, through a whole series of unforeseen circumstances, which I will talk about on our podcast this week. So if you want that answer, just look for the next episode of the What's in Your Head podcast that'll stream this Saturday. Chances are it'll be last Saturday by the time I get this video edited and put up. But the reason I couldn't go is it was like an 11.5-hour drive. So that meant I would have been leaving here around 1 p.m., wouldn't get to the event location until 2 in the morning. And due to their COVID policies, there's no commingling in tents with people outside of your party that you're already cohabitating in cars with. So that meant I would have gotten there, had to sleep in my truck. Like I said, I would have gotten there 2, 3 in the morning. Usually at an event we roll out of the rack at 6 in the morning. Wouldn't had any sleep. Then to go out all day long and do tactical events, and then set up my tent that night, and then rinse and repeat on Saturday, go until 2 o'clock on Sunday, drive home, wouldn't get home till 2 in the morning. And the chance that, you know, the day that Nugget didn't feel good and she missed school, if there was any chance that she possibly had something, I didn't want to be the guy who traveled out of state and risk infecting people at the event. I do feel fine, but you know, they had strict COVID policies and I respect that, and I didn't want to be the guy who risked infecting people in my community. But if you have the answer on these trousers and why those pockets are so low and they're so high, let me know. And if you're interested in purchasing a pair of size 38 HPT trousers, comment below and I will get in contact with you and we'll set up something on PayPal. I also have a M1 jacket that one's replacing that's way too big for me. As I lost the weight, looking at the photos, looks like, you know, there's just the uniforms hanging off me, draping off me, and I think it's part of our responsibility as reenactors to try to make our uniforms look the best we can and authentic, and there's no reason for me to be running around with trousers and a jacket that's 3 sizes too big. It just looked ridiculous and made me look a lot bigger than I am. So there you go. So sorry I don't have a bunch of great footage for you guys, but this is life. There is an event here in Florida in November. Not sure how that's going to work out because the organizers are wanting us to wear masks, and well, we've already canceled a few events due to that, so we'll see. It's definitely been a sucky year for events, but yeah, anyhow, hopefully we'll get some World War II event videos coming your way here soon. In the meantime, please check out the other videos, and if you haven't done so, please like, subscribe, and by all means, answer this question. Thank you.
This has been a Digital 410 production.